People with mental disabilities, people who may have autism or suffer from developmental delays, I guess those are the politically correct terms, they can benefit from martial arts lessons.
Where them kicks at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying?
My name is Cecil Watch. I'm a part-time martial arts instructor. The style I've created is called Cecil Ryu, and it is a combination of Taekwondo and Judo with elements also from Western boxing and Kyushu Jitsu, karate, and anything else I've studied. I have trained people with autism. I have trained people who have other issues such as neuropraxia and not neuropraxia, dyspraxia. And I can tell you that if you train with me, I can't guarantee you that you will beat up everyone in the world, but you will be able to beat up people who are most likely to attack a person that has a mental disability because they dare call the cops, like this video. This is why I train in martial arts.
Oh, they go damn! Hey, get off her, bro! Get off her, bro! Hey, take off, they're gonna 12!
Now, I'm going to have to be honest. If you are to compare, per se, belt to belt, like let's say you had a black belt that had, let's pick autism, against a black belt who does not have autism, the black belt who does not have autism will probably perform better than the black belt who does have autism, but it doesn't mean that the black belt who does have autism will not be able to still wipe the floor with the white belt who does not have autism. So it's going to have to be, relative. That being said, I still remember the autistic student I had with me that was the longest, and he did a tournament. He didn't spar. I wish he'd sparred, but I didn't want him sparring because I don't want any of my adults sparring anymore because some of these people are just crazy. I let two of my guys spar because they are in their prime and they would have done it anyway, whether I said no. But they did all right, so I wasn't really worried about them. But I don't know. Another one of my adults sparred. He ended up getting injured because they put him up against somebody he had no business fighting. He wasn't even a brown belt, and they had him going up against a guy that looked like he was about a third-degree black belt, and he still scored on the guy. But my autistic guy did a form against some other people. It was only 6 of them. They ranked him 6. I ain't say nothing. And then they found out. Then they find out afterwards. And somebody was running up to me trying to get me. You should have told us that he had autism. We couldn't even tell. We would have given him first place. I said, no, I wanted him to be rated without bias. But you couldn't even tell by looking at him. It was tough. We just kind of, gave it to the other guys because they're always here. So, they're always on a circuit. But he was just as good as they were. Like, yeah, I know he was just as good as they were. I know he can move like them because I worked with him so he could move like them. But I didn't want him getting any kind of preferential treatment. So I'm not making this video to toot my own horn. I'm making this video to tell you the truth. I wish that girl who got attacked by those idiots, I wish she was my student, and I wish I could have gotten her when she was small and trained her up. If you know your child has physical disabilities and problems and things, and you know who children pick on, if you know your child has anything like that, I want you to do 2 things. I want you to put them in my class, and then I want you to keep them in my class until they get out of high school. Don't do like a lot of parents do when they have special needs children. They come to me. They put them in my class, and then as soon as I help them to be able to get on par to where they think the child should be, then they take the child out and put them in another activity. Now, I know that's your prerogative, and that's fine. But for the sake of the child, keep the child in my martial arts class. 1, quite frankly, I need numbers. I need to keep my classes open. But 2, keep them in the class the whole time so that they don't regress, so that if anybody tries to pick on them, they can throw them to the ground hard enough to break their collarbone. They can kick them in the chin hard enough to break their jaw, or they can knock them out with one punch. Because that is the only way you're going to be able to keep your child safe from people who think they should attack somebody who's considered to be mentally slow because that person called the cops. I don't like the not snitching thing. I don't think anybody should be attacked because they called the cops. First of all, you don't even know what snitching is. Snitching is me and you rob the store. I help you rob the store. I know I'm helping you rob the store, but because I don't want to do time when I'm just as guilty as you are, I turn state's evidence against you. That's snitching. Snitching is not you stole my car and I told the cops you stole my car. Please go get my car back. That's not snitching. That's you shouldn't have stole my car, and I told them you stole my car because I want my car back. Okay? Snitching is you wrong, not we wrong. And we not wrong for calling the cops on you guys that are doing crimes against us. Snitching is also not I see you engage in activities that are technically victimless crimes, and I report you. And we're not going to go into what those type of activities are. Because again, I'm not in it with you. You shouldn't have been doing stuff. Everybody's done stuff that they shouldn't do. You know you shouldn't have been doing it. You knew when you were getting arrested. You knew when you were doing it, getting arrested was a risk of what you shouldn't have been doing. You know you shouldn't have been at that place with those people doing those things or consuming those substances. You know that going to jail is a risk for that. And so someone calling the cops on you, reporting them, they're not bad. You're bad because you were doing something wrong, okay? And you shouldn't beat them up for that. Now, if you think that I'm terrible because I actually understand what snitching is, then I'm not the martial arts instructor for you. So don't bring your child, special needs otherwise, to my class. But if you are worried about your child being attacked by hyenas, special needs child or not, please bring your child to my class. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you just like I did, I'm going to tell you what I did with my own children. My children back then did not have any type of special needs or anything that I was aware of. So I started them from little and kept them going all the way until they got into high school. Once I felt like they could whoop an adult, then I let them decide that they could stop. I did not stop them until after they got their black belts. Keep your child with me until they get their black belts. I'm not I hand black belts out to people in a year type deal. Could I do that? If they actually lived at my house or something, and every time I came home from work, they've been practicing when I gave them all day, and then I come home from work and I work with them for an hour, yeah, if they were a living student, I think it's called a chadish, but I'm not sure. If they were a living student, yeah, I could do that, but I don't have that kind of time. So if you get a black belt from me, you know it's good for something. So at least let them get a black belt before you yank them out. And this is how I tend to lose students a lot of times is, well, usually, but not always, it's, I had a bully. I came to you. You show me how to beat up the bully. I'm done. Thank you, Mr. Washington. I'm happy to help you. Or I wanted my child to stand still. He stands still now. Thank you, Mr. Washington. Or I wanted my child to not be so angry. He's not angry anymore. Thank you, Mr. Washington. And then you take them out. It's like they were happier. They're happy because they're doing the activity that they love, and then you snatch the activity away from them. What sense does that make? I would say if it's a special needs child, keep him or her in all the way through high school so that the predators out there know, oh, that one takes, they're going to call it all karate. That one takes karate. I'm going to leave that one alone. And they will at least move on to something else. Since, you can't really protect them in these mean streets and these mean public schools. And sadly, some mean private schools. So if you want to know where you sign up your child, just go to the About section of this channel. If you can't be bothered to go to the About section of this channel, the fine, the links to where you can go to the website and find out how to register, then I'm also not the martial arts instructor for you. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people that talk about the martial arts. And peace.